Oh, what a day. What a day. Havertz, Eze to Arsenal. Here we go. Unbelievable turn of events. You know, every now and then there's a signing that you just, you know, that lives in the memory. You know, people say it, they felt it with the EZE one and this, that and the other. And for me, it was Jose Reyes. Jose Reyes, I just remember it came out of nowhere. We weren't spending a lot of money at the time. And it was like, wow, where did that come from? We were so excited by Jose Reyes, me and my brother. This one is just right up there. I mean, my brother does not call me unless Arsenal have scored or Arsenal have signed someone out of the blue. And when he called me, I thought I need to check Twitter. And I could not believe what I read before I answered the call. Unbelievable. Look, Havertz. We found out in the last 24 hours that Trossard signed a new deal, or an improvement to his current deal, which is always interesting. Did this with Tomiyasu as well, didn't we? And Havertz has got a knee injury. And we don't know how serious it is, but it's obviously being assessed and he's out at the moment. And it's concerned it could be a serious knee injury. So those two things, you know, I think a lot of people felt we had to sell Trossard in order to sign another attacker. I certainly did. Felt it kind of came down to that. Sorry, the lighting's all over the place here. And the other thing we felt was that you know, Havertz was coming back to full fitness, and that looks like that's gone away. Before we get on to Eze, I will say on the two things, I like Trossard. I just felt it was necessary to improve the left-hand side. In order to do that, we might need to sell him. I don't know what this means for Martinelli. It might mean that we do end up losing Martinelli. Been some Saudi links today. I can't see him entertaining that, but you never know if there's enough money. But did the Havertz injury, you know, push us to do the Eze deal? I'd have to say, in a way, I think it did. I watched the video on Havertz injury. My job's to be a physio, or athletic trainer, as they call it here in America. Slightly different from physio, but basically working with injured athletes. When I watched the video, it looks like against Ugart, if that is the injury, that his knee goes into valgus. His knee's slightly bent into valgus, so you do get worried about ACL, MCL more as well. I can't see if there's any rotation. I also can't see if his foot is fully planted, to be honest. It looks like it may not be, which might save him. Because if the foot's fully planted and he goes into valgus with rotation, yeah, his ACL's really at risk. It was right at the end of the game. My hope it's we hear from him that it's a non-surgical type injury and short to medium term, maybe an MCL sprain or something like that. Definitely looks like his knee goes inwards. So if that is the incident, and I would feel it was slightly coincidental if it wasn't, to have that video of that incident right at the end of the game when I was celebrating beating Man U at Old Trafford. Then we're waiting for the prognosis and the diagnosis on the injury, which I assume will come out in the next 48 hours. But whatever has happened, something, because no one was reporting it, everyone said it was Tottenham only for Eze. Arsenal had kind of dismissed that since signing up Wanyeri, which never made sense to me. I never felt Wanyeri was going to go anywhere anyway. I felt that was all just poor rumours. And I've always felt it was likely to stay. So I thought if we were truly interested in Eze, we're still truly interested in Eze, but maybe we needed to make a Trossard sale in order to make it happen. Turns out that's not true. And it looks like we've agreed a fee for 60 to 65 million for Havertz Eze. And he will feature for Palace tomorrow in the Conference League. But basically, the deal is done, and he's supposed to have his medical on Friday and be unveiled to the crowd on Saturday with a number 10 shirt. Amazing. Amazing. Look, I thought Eze, since we signed Madueke, really, and I felt we'd kind of signed a winger-type player, I thought Eze was the key final piece of the jigsaw, really, in this summer transfer window. And look, he's played. A lot of people were trying to compare him to Madueke and other left winger options, because I do think he will play left wing a lot for us. Look, I think his data is about 80 games at left wing, around 18 to 20 goals there and 12 assists. And he's played a lot of those recently from left wing or left midfield. I think he'll feature there a lot. I'm convinced something happens in terms of a sale now for another player, whether we loan Ranieri out or we sell Martinelli, I don't know. Because it feels almost, I love it. There's more depth than we need. For once, we've got more depth than we need. But obviously Havertz, if he's out long term, maybe we decide to move Trossard or Martinelli inwards, and that's how we filter our front six. I like it. I mean, initially when I heard Havertz was down, there was a lot of debate on my Purely Arsenal WhatsApp page and things like that, WhatsApp messages about, you know, we should go for a centre forward. And I just felt it was impossible that the club would do that. I felt you got Havertz, Jesus, Gyökeres on the books, irrespective of injury, huge amount of wages going out there and fees. Are you going to go, unless it's a loan for a centre forward, I felt we weren't going to do it. So I felt the right idea, I actually started talking a bit about Semenyo, was to go and get the left winger that you really wanted, that you probably couldn't afford because you haven't made the sales yet, to go one step further there. And if you have to make sales late in the window and you have to sell Kivior and leave yourself slightly defensively short, you do so, because you need it now. You know, you need it now because we've got injuries up there as well. But we really needed that left winger anyway. So some people, optimistic people, will say we're not done yet. I think we are, but I thought we were done before this in a way, so who knows. That is taking us to about 260 million spent. It's unprecedented spending for us, and we've really recouped nothing at this point. But you expect that to improve from the last 10 days of the window, or you hope it does. But I think Eze's just got so many qualities. I mean, he's so good on the ball. He's so good in his final third passing, which we lack. He's clever. He makes the right pass at the right time. He's great from free kicks. He's great from shooting from the edge of the box. Short backlift. Just such an exciting player. I am really, really happy. And I don't know what else to say. I think he could play in the attacking midfield role as well. Some people, you know, saying, "Oh, Odegaard, watch out." Sure, there'll be competition there. I think he could even play on the left side of midfield, and you know, you can move Rice over or drop him deeper. There's a lot of options there with Eze that positionally that the likes of Odegaard don't really provide for us, because they're kind of fixed on one position. Eze's more versatile for me, and that's why he's so valuable. 27, born and bred Arsenal. Bring him home. Brilliant day. Let's hope for some positive news now on Kai Havertz. Like I said, my hope from watching the video is a short-term to medium-term MCL sprain, because that's the way his knee looks. Could also, you know, can't rule out meniscus or ACL. Hard to diagnose it from a video. Says the Arsenal team are still assessing. I presume that's waiting for MRI results for more confirmation of what they already know from evaluation. Some reports that they believe it might not be an ACL, but nothing confirmed. From the video, it looks more, you know, it definitely looks valgus, so you worry about MCL for me when I look at it. But again, if you can be under a grade 2 or under with that, you're looking at non-surgical treatments. So that would be really positive at this point. If you get told it's a 6 to 10 weeker non-surgical, I'd be delighted at this point with Havertz, because, you know, he's still going to be back for a big portion of the season. It does mean centrally Gyökeres has got a lot of responsibility now, and that Marino or Trossard will probably be rotational and back up for him. We've got to get Gyökeres up to speed. He didn't look fit to me. Got to get him up to speed. It's a big moment for him with big games coming. But it's a day to be excited about. Eberechi Eze coming to Arsenal Football Club, something we've all longed for a long period of time, many of us for a few windows, and it's finally looked like it's happening. So brilliant, Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts, Purely Arsenal FP subscribers or listeners, and then you can subscribe. Thank you for everyone that tuned into the podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, and on YouTube. And yeah, be back soon. Up the Arsenal. Eze!